Breaking news, a shocking story is taking over America.
Charlie Kirk is dead, and nobody knows was behind it.
Was it political revenge?
Was it personal?
Or something far more dangerous? Stay with us, what we found will blow your mind.
The date, 9-10-2025, flickered onto the static screen like a bad omen.
The world I knew seemed to be fracturing, and the first image I saw was of Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old I knew from his electrical apprenticeship program at Dixie Technical College. He was smiling faintly in a picture, wearing a cap and sunglasses, looking perfectly normal, sitting in what looked like a casual restaurant booth. Then the scene shifted, showing a grainy surveillance image of him from the day of the incident, September 10, 2025, at 8:08 a.m. He was walking, slightly limping, toward his gray Dodge Challenger adjacent to the UVU campus. Later footage showed him walking upstairs, entering the Losi Center, the very location where the shot was taken. The narrative twisted darker with an aerial view, tracing a path that suggested a calculated approach. He was seen on the north side of the building before entering, then walking upstairs to point 7, the location where the shot was taken.
It seemed premeditated.
Then came the images from inside the building, courtesy of the FBI, showing him in a black long-sleeved shirt, jeans, a baseball cap, dark sunglasses, and visibly limping toward the parking lot. 3 hours later, at 11:49 a.m., he exited his car wearing a different set of clothes, a black shirt, dark sunglasses, and visibly limping toward the parking lot adjacent to the UVU campus. The focus then snapped to a screen showing two photos side by side, the person from the surveillance footage next to another person, Michaela at MKayla Ultra, holding a phone, taking a selfie in a black crop top with a sun/moon design. The context around these images was murky, but the implication was clear. Connections were being made. The narrative continued to weave a complex web, showing a second account, at Fujoshinsel, Osamu bin Tezuka, tweeting on September 5, 2025, "You guys.
I have so meeting big coming soon.
Just be sure to check the news, you'll know it when you see it." This was followed a few hours later with "Well that's that," and then a few days before the incident, another chud bites the dust. This account has since been deleted. The roommate, an individual later identified as Lance Twiggs, became central. His Discord messages, shown to investigators by his roommate, were the key to the initial narrative. In one text, Tyler wrote, "Drop what you are doing, look under my keyboard." The roommate discovered a note stating, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it."
The roommate replied, "What? You're joking, right?"
Tyler responded, I'm sorry, and then, "I thought they caught the person?" The ensuing conversation detailed Tyler's plan to retrieve his rifle from a drop point. He confessed to his father later that he had enough of his hatred, and that he was relieved that a Z1 sympathizer is no longer wasting my oxygen. Then came the other pieces that didn't fit, the Reddit comments. Lancelot 3, posting years prior, showed interest in stoicism and critiquing the Jordan Peterson community's focus on political drama over personal growth. Lancelot 3 also made a disturbing comment about being banned from a subreddit for posting a meme about shooting furries. Further down the rabbit hole, the roommate, Lance Twiggs, was identified as a transgender furry boyfriend of Tyler Robinson, with a bio that read "Friendly Neighborhood Licensed Fish Finder." The term fish was explained as slang for trans women/drag queens who pass well. The narrative then showed Lance's Reddit posts, including one where he discusses a legal case involving a teenager transitioning and then being bullied, stating, "I used to be extremely openly transphobic and have grown out of it, but was still receiving money from the Utah Democratic Committee." Everything felt like a manufactured narrative, a dark performance art piece coinciding with the tragedy. The online evidence, from the cryptic tweets to the Reddit comments and the association with controversial groups like Armed Queer Salt Lake City and r/anarcho-capitalism, painted a picture of a deeply conflicted individual. But the most chilling piece was the final sequence, a screenshot of a now-deleted tweet from the user Cherbum75M, who claimed to have seen Tyler on June 30, that read, "Charlie Kirk has died at the age of 31 after being shot, Donald Trump announces." Followed by, "We did it." The final image, a mugshot of Tyler Robinson, wearing a green smock, stood as the stark reality amidst the chaotic digital breadcrumbs. It was the end of the line, the final proof of a life consumed by an ideology that culminated in unthinkable violence. The static of the old VHS tape crackled, the date flashing, September 10, 2025. A face materialized, Tyler Robinson, smiling thinly, cap askew, looking like any other young man. Then the scene shifted to grainy surveillance footage from the morning of the attack at the UVU campus. He was walking deliberately toward his car, carrying what looked like a bag. Later, an aerial shot traced his path to the Losi Center, marking the spot where the shot was fired. The evidence began to assemble itself, layer upon layer of digital debris. Surveillance footage showed him later, in a different outfit, black long sleeve, cap, sunglasses, limping away. Then came the social media trails. A user named @Fujoshinsel had cryptically tweeted on September 5, "You guys.
I have so meeting big coming soon.
Just be sure to check the news, you'll know it when you see it." Just days later after the shooting, the same user posted, "Well that's that, and another chud bites the dust." The roommate, Lance Twiggs, entered the story as the focus of intense scrutiny. His Instagram bio declared him a friendly neighborhood licensed fish finder, a term with its own dark subtext in certain online communities. His life was interwoven with a narrative. A relative claimed Lance hated conservatives and Christians and was transitioning, taking different medications, and distancing himself from his Mormon family. Tyler's father, Matt Robinson, saw the suspect's image on the news and reportedly showed it to Tyler, asking, "Tyler, is this you?
This looks like you."
Tyler's response was chilling, I'm sorry," followed by a confession that he had shot Kirk, claiming he would rather take my life than turn myself in. Then the roommate, Lance, sent messages indicating he was involved in the immediate aftermath, planning to retrieve the rifle from a drop point and expressing concern over prints being found. This suggested a level of coordination. The Reddit history of Lancelot 3, the same user who was Churbum75M, showed a history of provocative, often anti-establishment, comments, including jokes about shooting furries, and criticizing what he saw as the hypocrisy of political correctness. His comments, though sometimes framed as jokes or calls for personal growth, revealed an undercurrent of disillusionment. It all connected, almost too neatly, to a narrative of ideological violence. The existence of the Armed Queers Salt Lake City flyer, which promoted a lecture with explicitly anti-capitalist and trans-liberationist principles, seemed to align with the perceived anti-conservative sentiment. The discovery that Lance was paid by the Utah State Democratic Committee only fueled further speculation about motives. The most damning pieces of evidence were the direct admissions. Tyler's own Discord messages confirmed he was at the scene, that he had planned the rifle recovery, and that he saw his actions as a necessary response to Kirk's hatred. The roommate's messages, revealed after the fact, showed panic. "I'm much more worried about you, don't talk to the media. Ask for a lawyer and stay silent." So, who really killed Charlie Kirk? Was it a setup, or the consequence of speaking too loudly in today's America? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the truth doesn't go viral by itself.